abattoir. And finally a motor pool going up for Tornsouls. Although, does he have the fuel? No, he does not have the fuel to actually use it for much. Just an anti-tank gun, that's not going to do much against this. A heavy machine gun would have been a bit better. Some armor-piercing rounds would have done a trick if placed correctly. Continually sending out his teams one at a time, allowing Gulcasa to focus all his fire on them. Not really a good strategy or tactic. And now Gulcasa in fact has most of the map and 2 mortar-free tank hunters ready to protect against any armored incursion, although that's not really something he should worry about. And it's all quiet as Tornsouls is regrouping, gathering all his men for something, but not sure what. Panzer Grenadier is repairing the armored car. It's still not a doctrine chosen, although at this moment there's not much use for it now. A large assault, 24 riflemen all with BARs moving out. Going to be dangerous. Armored car rushing up, probably noting these riflemen. Now the riflemen are moving away, trying to deal with this armored car that is opening fire on the barracks. Not the best move perhaps, and they are going to suffer heavily for it. Pushing away the armored car with the light machine gun fire.
Advanced repairs are now available to the Kampfgruppe.
And advanced repairs going up for the Panzer Grenadiers, allowing them to repair vehicles at a much better pace. Rifleman pulling it back again, not sure that Tornsouls know what to do. He's probably torn at this moment as to his actions. Doesn't have much to support his riflemen, and they generally have suffered heavy losses without much gain. Now being completely surrounded from all sides, machine and autocannon fire tearing away at the riflemen. A complete slaughter. One Panzer Grenadier team down though. Further riflemen going down, another in the building as the incendiary grenade went off, burning up the riflemen. One rifleman left who has finally gained some veterancy, although if he does not pull back it will be all lost. Looks like he will die in a second or two. A rather foolish charge since he's not using a lot of cover and not doing his best to focus down the different teams of the enemy. Heavy losses, another bit, one rifleman team clearing out another Panzer Grenadier team, but further Panzer Grenadiers are moving out, although at the same time he's not moving in as much as he can. Certainly not the best idea. And a heavily wounded rifleman team, certainly going to be dead in a few seconds. Yes, both riflemen down, suffering a lot of losses for no actual territorial gain and only knocking out 2 Panzer Grenadier teams in the process. Not a good exchange at all. And we have a lull as Gulcasa Gulcasa, not Gulcasa. Bloody hell, what I've been saying. Anyhow, major lull as Tornsouls is trying to regroup once more, although having suffered heavy attrition to the Panzer Grenadiers and armored car. He's not got much to hit back with, and a armored car moving out in the field, not really what he needs now in particular with all these martyrs on the field.
The enemy is down to only 50
Certainly another unfortunate choice by Tornsouls in this battle. Armored car taking heavy fire from the other armored car, and now the M8 taking martyr fire. It really should consider pulling back, and now one shot more and it's gone. Not even any armor. Oh, it has armor skirts. Armored car gone, riflemen moving out, suffering heavy losses too. The Panzer Grenadiers opening fire. Another massacre of the riflemen as they move around without cover, hoping for their BARs to act a bit like assault rifles and do all their work. And oh my goodness, all 3 riflemen teams are completely annihilated. A tragic loss for Tornsouls. who goes GG, and the game is over more or less. Now, as he has absolutely nothing to hit back with, and there he goes. So what can be learned from this match? Well, for starters, don't send in your teams one at a time against a larger force. Gather them around in a larger group and then move them in. Also, use cover. In particular, heavy cover is directional, so if your enemy is moving in from the same direction, move to the other side. And also be aware of your enemy's force composition and knowing what tricks can be dealt. For example, Panzer Grenadiers and armored cars are, for example, a bit vulnerable to heavy machine gun fire, and so that can be used against them. Sometimes the trick is not to rush for armored cars, but to try and establish something a bit more solid using the weapon support center. So, I hope you've learned something, and if you like this, why not subscribe, and why not tell your friends to subscribe. And Imperial Dane out.